Hey, let's talk about a totally normal everyday errand. You run down to the local pharmacy because you need a stick of deodorant and maybe some baby formula. So you walk down the aisle and suddenly you feel like you're visiting a maximum security prison. Everything from the toothpaste to the laundry detergent is locked behind thick slabs of plexiglass. You have to push a little red button and wait 10 minutes for an exhausted employee with a set of keys just to buy a $5 tube of Crest. We all see it and we all know how infuriating it is. But the annoying thing isn't the glass itself, it's the reason why it's there in the first place. Over the last few years, a deliberate political philosophy was rolled out in major cities across this country. The politicians called it criminal justice reform. They promised it would bring equity and compassion to the legal system, but what it actually did was effectively legalize shoplifting. Take a look at California's Proposition 47. The state decided that stealing anything worth less than $950 was no longer a felony. It was downgraded to a minor misdemeanor, and what happened next was entirely predictable to anyone with an ounce of common sense.
This is the moment more than 20 masked and hooded people stormed into Heller Jewelers in broad daylight Monday.
We got our hands on this brand new vivid video from Saturday night. At least 30 criminals in a matter of minutes broke inside the Wellspring Pharmacy on Piedmont in Oakland.
These thieves used hammers and bins to steal more than £700,000 worth of jewellery.
Video shows a group of 6 thieves, including one with a gun, rush into Feng Jewelry Store in Chinatown and violently smash cases with hammers, grabbing everything they can.
It wasn't just a smash and grab, but a crash and grab here in Southern California. A crew of 8 masked suspects storming inside, smashing the cases at Classic Jewelers in Anaheim Hills.
Then 15 people jump out of 3 vehicles. This is what it looked like inside the store as thieves wearing hoodies, masks, and caps smash glass cases and snatch jewelry. At one point, a suspect pushes down the 88-year-old store owner and he cuts his feet on broken glass. His niece found him outside the store minutes later.
Oh my God, it's all blood. It's all blood.
Hopefully now you see what I'm talking about. It got so bad that the district attorney stopped prosecuting it, and the police, knowing that the guy would be back on the street before the paperwork was even finished, essentially stopped making arrests. Why is it that a guy casually strolling into a Walgreens on a bicycle, opening up a heavy-duty black trash bag and just sweeping the entire shelves of cosmetics into it is just casual news? Why is it that the security guards are literally ordered to stand down and watch? And why is it that the thieves don't even run sometimes? They just walk away knowing nothing is going to happen to them. How do you think the out-of-touch politicians and activists respond to this? They sit in their gated communities and say, "Oh, who cares? It's just Target. It's just Walmart. They are giant greedy corporations and they have insurance." That is the most economically illiterate, naive defense of criminal behavior imaginable. Insurance companies don't just hand out free money forever. Eventually, the premiums skyrocket, the profit margins vanish, and the corporation makes a very simple decision. They pack up and leave. And that's exactly what's happening. In 2023, Target announced the simultaneous closure of 9 massive stores across major cities from Seattle to New York to San Francisco, specifically citing organized crime and the physical safety of their team members. Walmart completely abandoned the city of Portland. Fast food chains that have operated for decades in places like Oakland are permanently boarding up their windows. And I'm not even talking about the BLM riots. But here's the part that should make you angry, if everything else wasn't enough. The mega corporations aren't the ones who suffer when a store closes. Walmart is going to be just fine. The real victims are the law-abiding citizens who are left behind. Even if you don't own a store that was targeted by one of those gangs, it can still affect you indirectly. Think about the elderly woman who doesn't have a car and relies on that corner Walgreens to pick up her heart medication. Think about the single mother who suddenly lives in a food desert and has to take a 40-minute bus ride across town just to buy fresh groceries or diapers. Their communities are being hollowed out, their daily lives are being made miserable, and their property values are plummeting. The activist politicians, mostly Democrats, claim they are showing compassion by refusing to lock up the thieves. But subsidizing chaos isn't compassion. When you refuse to punish the guilty, you are actively punishing the innocent. A society cannot survive if it treats the people tearing it apart better than the people holding it together. It is a completely backwards, suicidal way to run a city. Now let's dismantle the biggest lie these idiots try to feed you every day about this crisis. They love to push this romantic Robin Hood narrative, where they tell you that the retail theft is just a symptom of poverty. It's just desperate people stealing food in order to survive. Are you kidding me? While making this video, I've watched hours of security footage of people stealing stuff, and not even in a single one of those I saw actual food being stolen. Energy drinks? Yes. Unhealthy snacks? Sure. Real edible healthy food? Maybe milk and eggs? Absolutely not. The National Retail Security Survey found that the average shrink rate increased from 1.4 to 1.6%. And it sounds not bad until you realize that that shrink represents $112 billion in losses. And that's in 2023. Now imagine what the situation looks like today in the year 26. And that's the part where it hits you directly in your wallet. Do you think the mega corporations are just eating those billions of dollars in losses out of the goodness of their heart? Of course not. In the business world, costs are always passed down to the consumer. Always. When a retail chain loses $50 million to organized theft and has to spend another $20 million installing plexiglass and hiring armed guards, they cover that deficit by raising the price of everything else in the store. The experts call it the crying tax on the consumer. The Department of Homeland Security estimated that an average family has to pay more than $500 a year to make up for the costs of theft, just to offset the merchandise stolen by people the government refuses to prosecute, meaning that a portion of your hard-earned money is secretly going towards paying the tab for criminals. And this is happening all over the country. Anyway, this is all I got for now. Consider liking the video and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Now I'll see you in the next one.